feel very fortunate. It's a weird game. They shoot 40%, we shoot 38%, but it's a very hard-fought game. I thought in the first half that Mark's club was the aggressor. I thought they were first to the loose balls and killed us on the offensive backboards the first 6 minutes of the game, and then after that in the first half it was fairly even, but they ended up out-rebounding, and we out-rebounded them by one. But Sword in the first half was Nate Brick's the only guy that gave us a chance. I thought he really picked us up defensively. And in the second half I thought Nate and Joel defensively and Kennedy on the offensive end. Plus Kennedy had some 2 or 3 blocks in the second half too. So defensively we were much better in the second half. They shoot 46 in the first half and 33 in the second half. But like I say, it was a weird game. I mean, Bryce is 3 for 6, plays 18 minutes because he's got 4 fouls. Marcus is 1 for 9. Some strange things going on. That, Joel Berry, I think Steve said, was 5 for 9. Everybody else on the perimeter was 4 for 28. We're going to shoot the ball in the basket some games. We really will. I keep saying that, but we're going to do it before I die. And then Kennedy was 10 for 16, 10 for 14 in the second half, and everybody else was less than 30%. So for us, our depth has always been a positive. I think Isaiah and Nate really kept us in the game in the first half, and then Kennedy really was much better in the second half. We've got to rebound the defensive board a lot better. There's no question about that. But if you look down there, points off turnovers, we had 17 to their 4. They had 18 turnovers, we had 9, so that was good for us as well. But it was, it wasn't the prettiest basketball game I've ever coached, to say the least.
Questions? You may not feeling comforted right now, but you mentioned the depth. When your quote-unquote marquee guys are that far off, and still you're able to grind out a win like this.
I told them in the locker room, that that's a good thing for our team. Marcus 1 for 9, Bryce 3 for 6, but Theo 0 for 5. You got some guys that can't throw it in the ocean from the beach, and you still able to squeeze out a win. So I do think that I always try to recruit for and coach with as much depth as I can try to build. And Luke gave us a couple of good minutes. Luke had 2 or 3 offensive rebounds. Luke had 4 rebounds in 7 minutes, so he gave us a lift in the first half too. I didn't necessarily fall in love with his jump shot when both of their big guys were in foul trouble, but that's part of coaching.
What did Kennedy do better in the second half? Not just offensively, but he was on the floor a lot for loose balls and everything else.
I think it was his total effort. I mean, you saw it yourself. I asked him, did you really dive those 3 times, or did somebody trip you? And he said, no, he really did, but he dived. But I think that was important, his block shots. In the first half, he's just sort of tiptoeing up there. In the second half, I think it was Isaiah. I'm not sure, Isaiah or Justin was going out of bounds and threw it to him. He caught it and he exploded up. And he can do that now. 60 pounds ago he couldn't do that, but he can do it now. In the first half, I don't think he was getting good lift on his shot, and they were playing patty cake with it.
What was the defensive strategy on Cat, and how do you think you guys did there?
On the second half, again, did he make a 1-3 in the second half?
Late first half.
Okay, yeah, that's right in front of our benches. We tried to keep him contained. Nate in the first half was good defensively, and I thought Joel was good. Joel almost blocked the shot. Cat didn't even take it from the corner. He ended up dropping the ball. But I think just keeping him in front of you, and the big guys did a better job on the screen on the ball too.
You mentioned earlier on Friday that you weren't sure if Kennedy was going to right over here.
Yeah.
You weren't sure if Kennedy was going to what Kennedy was going to look like. Did you have any indication today that you gave him the start? Do you feel like he was going to have a big game, or any indication there?
Well, he played okay in practice. And he didn't play great, but he played okay. And I've always said if the guy is injured, he loses his spot that way. If he's ready to play, I'll start him. But the other thing is, gave Joel a couple minutes. Joel's Achilles is really bothering him. That's the reason I don't think I played Joel in the second half. Because he was talking to Doug. He's been having some problems. We were trying to get a little bit of practice out of him, but not many. But the first half, he didn't deserve to play anymore, Kennedy. And the second half, he really did deserve to keep playing. I told him at halftime, everybody, you're always concerned about yourself. You want to play more, you play better. It's a pretty easy deal. Head coaches have no favorites. I do not like one guy better than I do the other, and I do not dislike anybody. If you're freaking playing, you get more minutes. And second half, Kennedy was playing.
Kennedy kind of limped off the court at the end. Is he okay? Have you had a chance?
That's his other knee that he's banged knees. It's not the knee that he was bothering. Banged knees is always very painful right at the start, but a few minutes later you're fine. I think he made. Yeah, he's fine.
After what happened last year, were you surprised it took you guys as long getting here as it did?
I was surprised that they had more effort than we did in the first half. There's no question about that. I think our guys really wanted to play well. It was strange because they kept getting offensive rebound and offensive rebound, offensive rebound. You don't realize, I mean, they're number one in our league on offensive rebound for a reason. They're athletic, they're big, they're strong, and they go for it. You know, they bid on every shot. And I think that sort of shocked us a little bit how they rebounded the ball against us. But I thought we would come out more fired up. But again, you know, we didn't get everybody in a little huddle and have a little seance talking about what the score was last year. But we did remind them of it and told them last year, I'd said this in the locker room before the game, last year's game has absolutely nothing to do with today's game. You know, if it motivates you to play harder, that's great. But other than that, today's game's got to be played by you guys, and it's got to be played today. Anybody else?
Roy, do you like to have a week off?
You know, Art, it depends on the team. You know, it was good for us a little bit because we're trying to let guys heal. If everybody's healthy, I'd rather just keep playing every 3 or 4 days. I like that much better. But today, this week, we needed a little time because the guys are trying to get them healed. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Vic.